And we are back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John. With me as always, Tyler.
Heidi-ho. Silver. Hi-ho, Silver.
I don't know.
And away.
We go.
Nope. I think it's just away.
I have no idea what you're saying, as always, but I roll with it.
Okay. Yep.
I roll with
that's an old thing. That's like a...
Oh, really? Darkwing Duck days?
No, what? No. Like old cowboy movie. Hi-ho, Silver.
Man,
away.
I want to get into cowboy movies because my grandfather loved those old westerns, as I think every grandfather loves.
Yeah, I mean, that's my dad.
Yeah. But I remember as a kid, like, watching them with him, but I was so young that I don't remember which ones they were.
Yep.
Like, I remember, like, John Wayne and stuff, but I don't know. Like, I just remember, like, he was so into them, and I was like, oh, I'm watching them with my
Magnificent
my
Seven is, like, the de facto...
coveted. Like,
if you want a T-Dog DeFazio TV show where it's, like, getting the gang together and stuff, because I'm a sucker for that.
Right.
The Magnificent Seven, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of Western, like that genre, though, right?
I do not like the Western setting whatsoever.
Interesting.
But that, like, I watched it as a TV show, then I found out it was a movie, and then they remade it, I think, again with, like, Chris Pratt and Denzel Washington and stuff.
Right.
Which it was
not
fine.
the same.
It was fine. It wasn't it.
So you're talking OG.
I'm talking the OG television show. So the movie was like the OG
first.
movie.
Gotcha.
And it was fine.
Yep.
The TV show really expanded on stuff. And it was like, you know, it's basically like these guys are coming and basically extorting this town.
Mm-hmm.
And they hire 7 gunslingers to like drive them away. So they're getting ready for everything. And then they have a big shootout.
You love the team up. Getting ready.
They get the one guy, and he has his best friend. So like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, right?
Right.
Like it's like okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, let's get a team.
We need this guy.
We need this guy. Yeah. It's like So they have like the like Native American guy that can like throw knives and tomahawks and things. They have the poker player who is kind of like the Han Solo scoundrel. It's like you never really know if he's like gonna be on your team or if he's just gonna like get out of Dodge, but then he always comes through at the end and stuff. And he has like a little hidden gun in his sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's real good.
Dude, that sounds great.
Yeah. If I watch it again, it's probably a really bad show, but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So you'll never watch it again to retain the...
I will, but I'd probably have to get like I'm sure it's on like Paramount Plus or something. You know, I don't know. I'd have to find out.
Someone has everything.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably just get the DVDs on Amazon, but then I got to hook up the PlayStation, the whole thing. But
nah, you can find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Could also just Plex it.
You should. You know the song, the theme song for it?
Probably,
it's like,
but
dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
It's like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That is classic.
That's probably my top 5
shows.
No theme songs.
Yeah, I do want to do top 5 theme songs.
Yeah,
for like TV, I guess.
I would say just across the board, like in
you
terms
get
of
pretty
like
murky with that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I meant like when I say theme song, I'm talking like what is the title song? So like Star Wars, just Star Wars, not like Imperial March or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Like it's just the thing that represents the movie, TV show, game, whatever.
Yeah,
in my mind, that's
but sometimes the main theme of a movie isn't in the title sequence.
Well, whatever the theme is.
Yeah, so that's why you get, like with TV shows, it's very cut and dry because TV shows have the main theme play every episode.
Yeah.
So I think you're really comparing apples to apples with that.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's what I would do personally, but I mean, we could do whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be a great list though. There's a lot of great.
Yeah. Let's do TV shows.
Songs.
I love that one. That's really good.
Yeah. Hawaii 5-0.
I don't think I know Hawaii 5-0.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. There's a lot of good ones, obviously. I really love Family Guy. I think Family Guy's theme song is great.
Sure.
It's so catchy.
Yep.
It always gets stuck in my head.
I forget what the intro song is for Peacemaker. I like the intro, it's more of like the dance and stuff that they do, which is hilarious.
You love that show. Did they make another season of that? Are they working on it?
It's coming out in like a month or two, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their Superman comes out soon.
Yeah. We're gonna see. We have to see that, right?
Oh yeah,
we'll see that,
dude. I'm a huge, maybe not huge, but I'm a DC guy.
Yeah.
So over the years, having to watch Marvel just be so successful, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Infinity Saga. It was a great piece of my life.
That got pushed.
What?
The Avengers,
Doomsday,
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched, dude. I haven't watched the last thing I watched, I think, was Loki season 1. Which was great.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I thought it was very clever.
Yeah.
And then I stopped watching everything.
Yeah, because there's Loki season 2, if not 3.
Yeah. I haven't even watched. Yeah, I haven't even. There's just too much. And
Andor just ended, so I'm going to watch season 1
I've heard
and 2
that's
of Andor.
great.
People are losing their minds over it.
They love it.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the direction Star Wars needs to go. I think what a huge mistake for them to do to continue this Skywalker saga. Mm-hmm. That was dumb. I mean, it was a really long time ago now, but such a dumb move. Everything that they've done that has not been tied to Jedi or Sith directly has been successful.
Basically, anything that Dave Filoni has put through.
Well, Rogue One was really good.
Sure.
Mandalorian was kind of the thing I think popped off.
Well, that's Dave Filoni.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then this Andor thing.
Yep.
Now there were
Boba
some
Fett,
duds.
Ahsoka,
there are some duds. Yeah.
But there are
maybe
redeeming pieces for everything that they did, where it's like, oh, if they only got a little bit more budget, if they actually could do a movie instead of a TV show and whatnot, like they can.
Well, I think the TV show format works a lot better for some specific projects.
For Mandalorian, absolutely.
Yeah, right. It's an episodic.
Yeah. But the beauty of it is they did. The length of the episode was as long as it needed to be. So there were some that were like 25 minutes. There were some that were 40 minutes. And it's just like, you tell the story. It was nice, clean, like, here's the adventure.
Beauty of having it on streaming services.
Yeah, like on-demand stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's definitely a benefit versus the traditional TV model where you have to have that 30-minute episode. Yeah. No, that is a good point.
If nothing else, you should watch Andor. Andor's very good.
I don't know, dude. My little brother is playing Battlefront 2, so we have been talking about Star Wars quite recently, so I have been kind of in a Star Wars.
That had another resurgence.
Battlefront 2, yeah.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 just surpassed its launch numbers.
Yep.
What, 8 million people playing or something?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was going to text you and be like, hey, do you want to play like this weekend or something?
I'd play.
Would you?
Yeah, why not? I enjoyed it. It just, I suck at it, and then I don't know if I suck or if I'm getting hacked. So it's like,
when you jumped on, we were getting hacked.
Yeah.
I had a great weekend with that. That was either like last year or the year before.
We had a good night together, and then
so fun.
When we pushed our luck and kept playing it, that's when
people were flying around and insta-killing us.
Yeah.
There's such a horrific, hacking scene for that, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping, if there's enough people playing, there's probably some good lobbies going on.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
I will say, dude, it was great because they gave you everything. Yeah. And as a complete game at this point, I think it's pretty solid. They've added a lot of stuff since I remember when it launched, it was a disaster, but
they were greedy with it,
It's
just
and then I bought it for like $1. Yeah. Now I have everything. So patience paid off.
Yeah, just wait 6 years after it comes out.
Yeah, when did that come out?
I'll find out.
2016?
I think so. That's my secret. Is I think everything comes out in 2016.
You know how my friend tells the time for anything? His
2017. So I was close.
I was close. Yeah. His zero, his in between BC and AD is The Dark Knight.
Sure.
He's
why not?
Did it come out before or after The Dark Knight?
It's
so funny to me.
Most of my stuff is 9/11.
That's a little more serious.
Yeah. Because my grandma passed away in 2001.
Ooh.
And that was 9/11. So it just all kind of that was the year.
Okay.
So I have pre 9/11, 9/11 to 2016, and then 2016 to present.
What happened in 2016?
2016 just seemed like a very
was it the election?
It was a bad year. Yeah. It was just there was just a lot of weird stuff going on and stuff. And then from 2016 to obviously 2020, you have kind of those 4 years. Mm-hmm. 2020 is
I think that's a lot
COVID,
of people's mark.
You know what I mean?
Right?
It's just hey, nothing.
That's a lot of people's mark now.
Completely changed the world.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for him it's the Dark Knight. Like he considers something old if it's before Dark Knight.
I mean, that's kind of fair.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's a solid system. I don't know when I consider something old. I think maybe like 2015 now, because that's when I graduated high school. Oh, so that's like
I graduated college in 2010.
It's only 4 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
college.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay.
In the grand
technically,
scheme
it was only 3 because I graduated.
Look, the Earth's like
2007,
billions of years old.
A couple 2,000 years old.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
billions,
what's a
right.
year?
Yeah, sure.
10.
Yeah, nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing, dude. You shouldn't feel old. You know what's old? The Grand Canyon. That's old.
Maybe.
No, not maybe.
I've
Definitely.
never seen it.
We should go see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I was looking today, so a little flashback for our viewers here, or audience, listeners.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. You guys. Someone brought up the Reddit post I put out like a year or two ago about the best burgers in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So I was revisiting that because I get some new responses every so often.
Nice.
Yeah, I still get them. 81,000 people viewed it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Way less like actual responses, but I don't know what counts as a view if they scroll over it or if they clicked on it.
Yeah, but it's where they're just saying like burgers in Pittsburgh and Reddit. Like, dude, Reddit is usually in the top like 5-6 searches whenever I'm looking at 100%. Anything. Yeah.
People, dude, in Google, when you type it in, half the time it's like blah, 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 blah. Reddit?
Reddit is so weird because I am terrified of it and I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
like
4chan.
I don't understand
4chan
it. Oh, that's even
is what you should be terrified of.
Sure.
Reddit's pretty safe.
Reddit, I don't understand how it works. And I feel
it's like a message board.
Yeah, it's
you. That's your.
I knew you were going to say. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, it's fine. But boy, do I use Reddit all the time.
Like it's like what was the website? Like GameFAQs.
Yeah,
that was the class.
Yeah,
that was like
cheatcc.com.
Yeah. I used to go there for guides. I was stuck on something, man. Yep. Yeah, that was that. You know, you didn't have YouTube. You didn't have the tutorials, and gaming was hard back then.
You didn't have like I would go on MapQuest and you'd print everything out.
Dude, when I was really young, it was like there was nothing.
To me. Yeah, okay, all right.
Like when I couldn't find a gem in Spyro. Sorry, buddy, you can't 100% it, 120% it.
Yeah,
those were the days.
Yep. Well, brutal. You could. They're physical books. Like I had the Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, but I was like 5. I didn't have a book. Okay. Well. I couldn't buy a book.
That's how I got most of my strategy guides, where I would obviously try to get the toy or the game first.
Yeah.
And if I couldn't get that, then I typically got the strategy guide or something. Oh, Mom, I'm learning how to read better and stuff. And it nice. Usually worked.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
I had the strategy guide. One of my favorites was RuneScape.
Yeah.
It was the Scholastic Book Fair. And I could get one book. My parents gave me money for one book, and I came home with a fucking strategy guide for RuneScape.
I bet they loved that.
They were not happy with me because half of it was like pictures and stats.
Yeah.
I loved that book though, man. I just remember reading that thing like I had all the monsters memorized, and I was like, because I've told this story a million times, but I couldn't play RuneScape because we had a Macintosh.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't compatible with RuneScape or whatever, with Java, or I can't remember. But eventually when the operating system, or we got a new computer or something, and I told the story of like me and my brother would sneak downstairs, play on my mom's work computer. Yeah. We would go to the library and play. But man, when we got that first computer that was actually able to run it, and I could put I was telling Jeff this the other day at D&D, I just fished. That was my whole thing. All I wanted to do, I sat on this island by myself and would just fish forever.
Dude, that's awesome. That's what he does in Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because he's big into the fishing.
We had a very chill Sea of Thieves night. Me, and Harbin, and we went out and we were kind of just doing some random stuff, helping them kind of get levels and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you played it whenever you could get like factions and stuff, and if you eventually turn enough loot into a given faction, you get like a 5, like you go up to 5 ranks, and that just kind of gives you like a bonus multiplier.
Yeah,
on your
think I remember that because we would have to turn it in specific places.
Yeah. Well, now they have like a one part that you can just turn all in, and then it goes to the it's way faster now.
Yeah.
Like insanely faster. You don't have to pull things off harpoons anymore.
You just tell me that. Yeah.
So anyway, we were doing that, and then after you get level 5 on this like fishing guild, it's like, okay, hey, go hunt a megalodon, and it shows up on the map, and it's like this fire one or whatever. And for like, it took us maybe 10 minutes to sail there because it's on the other end of the map. And like the entire time we're like fishing, talking, do whatever, and just like, oh, I got like this is the one that just wrecked me. It blows up on you, it explodes, whatever. And we're sailing. That guy hit us once. So like we were like fighting it and different things like that. And Jeff and Harbin were on the cannons. And then whenever it would get in front of our ship, I'd harpoon it so that our ship like turns, and we just methodically destroyed this. And like it was done, and then we were just like, yeah, that was real hard, Jeff. Oh man, good thing we got. Like, just kind of jabbing him a little bit,
Jeff.
But I hope he had fun. I get.
Sounds like he did. He was talking to me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't want it to be like, the people that have put 2,000 hours into it are coming in. They're just like we were just like, all right, Jeff, what do you want to do? Like, you're the captain. You sail, do whatever. Like we're just supporting and hanging out. And I think it was fairly. Like, we didn't really run into anybody, but like he went down, did like a mermaid thing, learned how to do that. So he's just kind of like absorbing all this info.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I liked kind of getting back to basics of like, let's see. And there was a ton of stuff that he was telling me that I had no idea. Like, you can like walk on tight ropes now. So like now you could take your harpoon, shoot it into the side of a building, and literally like tightrope walk around yeah. I'm like, what the heck? Like they talk about like continuing a game. I don't know why that's not nominated. Like, I get No Man's Sky because they just do insane overhauls.
Well, they didn't win though.
They didn't, but
it was
Sea of Thieves needs to
Cyberpunk?
be in the No, that was the previous year. This one was probably like, what was it, like Fortnite or something? I don't know.
No, I don't remember what it was. Apex Legends, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Warzone.
But what I'm saying is like it needs to at least be in the conversation.
It's never even nominated.
No.
Yeah.
But
it's still sitting at a 67 on OpenCritic.
It might be now that it's on, because now it's on Blizzard. I think it's on every platform now, aside from like Switch. But honestly, I bet you it comes to Switch too.
100%.
Like I bet it'll show up there.
We're gonna be doing Summer Games Fest next week.
Yeah.
And I guarantee we see a ton of Switch 2 announcements just of previous games. Like, I think that's going to be the spot, dude.
The rumor is they're going to have another Nintendo Direct. Cuz like you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we see a bunch of popular games that have come out, and it's going to be Switch 2, Switch 2, Switch 2. That's my prediction.
Any crazy prediction? Like
for Summer Games Fest?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. The problem is Microsoft has their own thing, which is so lame. I hate that.
But it's all within the same.
It's within the same weekend, but it's separate. They go on Sunday, right? Which is what happened last year. Although I will say, I can't remember. Was it Summer Games Fest or Microsoft's thing? They did reveal. It must have been Summer Games Fest. It was Expedition 33. It was 1 year ago, a week from now, where we first saw that, and now we see how good it was. So,
do you think
there's some good nuggets? In terms of any really big surprises, that's a good question. I don't know if we see anything from Naughty Dog anymore on that.
Yeah, but was that like, would that be a surprise versus like a
maybe? It might be. I don't think people are expecting any more information on that.
Oh yeah, but it's not like I'm talking more of like an announcement or like
just like totally out of it. Yeah, I don't know. Summer Games Fest generally, I don't think does surprises like that. I think it's more game of the year.
We don't know a ton of what's going on because like I think, and maybe people are still figuring it out, but like up to this point, we weren't expecting a lot because it's like, oh, Grand Theft Auto is coming out, so like clear your schedules,
right?
But now it's like Grand Theft Auto is going in May, which.
You think people push things up?
I think people pulled things up. I think anything that was going in May is now going to be like, okay, we got to figure something out. Yeah. Like you know me, I want to see more Gears of War, which I know they've already announced, but like I want to see the gameplay of that. I want to know if that even comes out this year. Probably not. But they need to have something. I think it's been long enough. Like you got to do something with Halo because like Halo's just dying on the vine at this point with everything that's going on with it. I want to see Splinter Cell. I want to see something new there. I want to see the new Tomb Raider. I want to know what's going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to see literally anything from Sony, be it your Bloodborne 2 or your, like whatever. Like
Bloodborne would be the craziest.
Dude, they're talking about Half-Life 3. They're doing the Half-Life 3 thing again.
They'll never see that. Yeah. Bloodborne would be crazy. People have been wanting that forever. And they haven't
remake
said anything about it. And it's such a juicy fruit.
Well, they had, what's it called? I think it was on Nintendo, right? Like the Bloodborne-esque thing.
Is it the same guys?
I don't know.
Same guy? I don't know. Yeah. I never played Bloodborne. I know that it has a pretty big following, though.
Switch comes out in a week.
Switch 2?
That's wild.
I did not know that. Did you ever get on the list?
Nope. Well, I'm on the list. And so,
how does that
technically, so Nintendo will contact me at some point and say, hey, you're up next. Do you want one? And I have, I think, 48 hours to say yay or nay.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, yeah.
But I'm on the list. So, I'm not going to get it. Unless I get an email right now. Hold on.
We are eagerly waiting. That would be crazy. This would be
Wouldn't that be amazing?
This would be a couch company first.
Yeah, here we go.
We're doing a live email reveal.
Nah, it's just
for Switch 2.
HBO Max. No,
maybe it's disguised as HBO Max.
Okay, just delete it.
Are they back to HBO Max? Is it still just Max now?
No, it's
where are they
HBO
at?
Max.
HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah.
They're having an identity crisis.
They
for sure.
absolutely are. Yes. Anyway, no, I'm on the list. I will get it probably through the Nintendo unless I randomly come across one in the wild, which I am not holding my breath for.
Okay. I am not getting the Switch 2.
Yep.
I'm waiting for the OLED.
Sure.
That is finalized. That's a finalized decision. Nintendo kind of scumbags, if I'm being honest.
That's
an unpopular opinion, maybe. That's an unpopular opinion, maybe. I don't care. I don't like what they're doing.
You know me.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
They're pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
They're seeing what they can get away with. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to participate in that.
Nintendo is paving the way once again for everyone else to follow, but they're doing it in a
I don't like it.
dangerous direction.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like Microsoft right now. I think they're on top right now.
Microsoft's
Game Pass, unbelievable.
Well, yeah,
right
but
now.
they're also $80 games now.
Yeah, but dude, Game Pass, we have Doom, Expedition 33, Blueprints, the bus thing, Ride the Bus. What is it called? Monster Bus 2?
Monster Train 2?
Monster Train.
Yeah.
Bus.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought bus. They have Avowed, which, middling reviews, whatever, but you can get it on Why not play it?
Why not play
it? South of Midnight did okay. Some people really liked it. They have Ninja Gaiden coming out later, and they
Indiana Jones.
They had they did have Indiana Jones, but they had the remaster of the other Ninja Gaiden.
Yep.
1 or 2, I think.
Yep. They just put Metaphor on there.
Metaphor's on there now, yes.
Which I don't know why you would play that instead of
Did I say Doom?
Expedition,
yeah, Doom's out.
Yep.
There's a ton. Yeah. This is an unbelievable year.
Might be the best Game Pass year. Like if you're jonesing for Grand Theft Auto 6, you can play 5 right now with the upgraded graphics and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
On Game Pass.
Yep.
I mean, it's unbelievable what they have on there. All the Bethesda stuff. Oblivion.
Oh yeah.
On there. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, crazy.
All the real big ones actually are just on Game Pass.
Some of the biggest games this year all on Game Pass. You know how much money I'm saving this year specifically?
Oh my gosh,
it's unbelievable.
Especially as games gets more expensive.
Yeah, sure, they're making their games $80, but as long as they have Game Pass and they're putting good games on there, you're not paying $80.
What's your threshold?
It makes your Game Pass more valuable.
Well, yeah, but then that's exactly, and they're going to raise the price of Game Pass. So, what's the threshold?
They haven't yet.
You thinking like 20? Like till
what is it right now?
I think it's like 12 bucks for, but just for PC, it's like 18, 19 for.
Yes, right.
Xbox.
That's a good point. I don't know what the threshold is. Maybe 15 for PC, 20 for.
Till you say, okay, I'm done. Your personal threshold.
Yeah, my personal threshold. Yeah, maybe 20.
20?
20 seems.
Yeah.
If they're listening to it,
that's what,
$19.
$240?
Something like that, you start getting. Yeah, I should do it that way. So if games are $80, well, that changes the math here a little bit, right?
Yeah, so
because generally I want to get my money's worth I was always calculating by like, I was actually doing like 60. So right now it's, what'd you say it is? 15 now? I haven't done this in a while. It used to be 10.
I want to say it might actually be 20.
I used to do 10.
It might be 20.
Yeah, but PC.
I think PC's 12. I think it's $11.99.
It's 12? Oh,
I think
okay.
so. Yeah.
So 12 times 12 is 144. And then divided by 6. So I used to do 60. So that's like 2.5 games I need to play. But now it's technically it should have been doing 80 or 70, I mean, but now I got to do 80. That's like 2 games.
Yeah.
So, all right. So if they do 20 times 12 is 240.
So it'd be 3 games.
And then it's like 3 games. Yeah. Wait, 240.
240 divided by 3 is 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
which you already got 3 games out of.
I know. So, maybe I would still do 20. It's so dependent, right? It's so dependent on the quality of games. Like this year, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd pay 25 this year.
Yeah.
And I'd still be coming out ahead.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But don't make it 25, by the way.
Yeah, right.
That's I don't know. I'm glad it's still at 12. I'm raking it in. That's why I think they're for me personally, they're on top right now. I mean, for this year, if I'm looking at this year,
Sony's not putting anything out.
Well, Ghost of Yotai, I think comes out this year.
Maybe
Death Stranding 2 is definitely coming out.
Oh yeah, Death Stranding is exclusive for Sony right now, huh? Yeah, that's fair.
And I am I don't know if I'm gonna play that. I didn't play the first one. I don't think I'm gonna have time to play the first one.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video of like.
I was watching Jeff play it.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. It's very intriguing.
Like the little bit that I played, but like I have way more questions even just watching Jeff for a little bit where I'm like, I don't know
it's so confusing. I mean, he was trying to explain it, and he was saying overall it's very simple, but still, when you see a baby,
like it's more grounded than you think. Yeah.
You're like, where what is happening?
Yeah.
So maybe I'm getting caught up in the semantics, but are you playing the second one?
I want to. I don't know if I would get it on PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that I am such a huge Death Stranding fan that I couldn't wait for PC, because it's coming to PC.
Of course.
I guess it runs very well.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't play it on Steam Deck on the first one.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it's like one of the top Steam Deck games, just because it
Why not do
a
little Steam Deck Death Stranding 1 then?
I might. Yeah. I have it downloaded. I just like,
because you're looking for handheld games. I mean, that seems like
but I'm going more retro than that.
I know, yeah. But
yeah,
I think it depends how it does. I mean, if it's in Game of the Year contention, I think I gotta check it out. I don't know.
Yes, if it gets a high rating, then I feel like you kind of have to go.
What's your threshold for that? Mighty score or 90 or?
So
because a Mighty right now is like an 85 or higher. And
but that's
by Mighty, I mean
that's usually my bread and butter. Like it's I'm loving the mid 80s, like 82 to anywhere 82 to 88. Like I'm there. That's where I find the most joy.
Yeah, I'm a chalk boy.
Yeah,
I'm a
90 or higher,
90 or higher kind of guy. I always like, at least the past couple of years when we started tracking this, it's been like the Game of the Year is probably like either my favorite game or in my top 3 or which I don't know. I'm not a very interesting gamer, I guess. But
no, I think you are. I like to find the weird diamonds in the rough, and
that's why you're a very interesting gamer, because you have all these games I don't even know about.
Yeah, but I don't know if you necessarily care to know about them either. You know what I mean? Like it's like
you give me some good. I mean, well, some of them were popular though. Like Dave the Diver was great.
Yeah.
Balatro, obviously amazing. Now, I mean, it did go mainstream, but you were on that right away. I mean, you were one of the first. Yeah,
that was fun.
I think you liked it less when it got popular.
No, it's more about like the RNG stuff. I think you guys got way more into it, and then I kind of split off into some other stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna have to come up with a list of. I've been meaning to do like hey, here's like my personal indie favorites of like if you're looking for some like off the wall stuff, not off the wall per se, but like if you're looking for some good like cheap games, like here you go. And I wanted to get that out for like the next Steam sale, where it's like, hey, here's a curated list of everything that I think is worth looking at the Steam sale for.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
And I think you do have an intimate knowledge of those types of things, as you said. That's your bread and butter.
It's a video game. Like if you just want a fun video game, here you go.
Exactly. Yeah. I do want to try. I have those on my list. I mean, we talked about our backlog pretty extensively.
Yeah.
But I think it's important because we are getting to that middle point of the year where things start piling up.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to keep us on track here, talk through it. I did finish Expedition 33, which is great. And I think I'm playing Doom now, so that's definitely my next. So like I think we're kind of swapping on that.
Yep.
And once we finish, we'll review both of those. But I do have some of those indie games that are highly rated. Keep Driving seems very interesting to me. I don't know why. I think it's kind of an interesting aesthetic, and it's like what would you even call that?
Like an Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail,
thing.
yeah. Which is I don't know why I like the art style. I was kind of drawn to that. But the Monster Train as well seems interesting because the deck building.
I don't like deck building, and I very much like that one. That and Slay the Spire are very good, but I think Monster Train is better.
I don't play a lot of deck building, but I do like deck building, I think.
Yeah.
From when I do play it. So I don't know.
Every game had it for a while, like indie-wise, and I just got really kind of sick of it. Similar with like the pixel art stuff, like it's easier to create and stuff, and I just got kind of like burnt out.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of going back to like, okay, like pixel art's getting back in my good graces and deck building and that kind of thing.
I am going to play, there's a game I do have on my list as well. So Blueprints is another one, of course, that I need to do.
Divine Deity 2 or whatever was that. Dark Deity 2.
That's a little down the list.
All right.
Dude, it still only has 4 reviews. And again, I know people are rolling their eyes. Like, it doesn't matter how many reviews they have or whatever.
Yeah.
But I gotta make a priority.
Yeah.
The 100-line Last Defense Academy.
Oh, yeah. It's like a
is going to be
visual novel?
It's, I don't know. No, it's made by, I think, not Persona, but it's made by the Danganronpa people, I think. If you know what that is.
Yes.
And I think so. I could be totally wrong about that, so someone correct me if I'm wrong. But
You're sure it's made by those people, or?
I think it is.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I know it's made by somebody who's pretty prominent in the industry. And I've never played the Danganronpa games, but they get really great reviews.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crossover for like Persona fans and that kind of thing. So I feel like I would like that. So I think this would be a good thing since it's a new property. It's not like a sequel or anything for me to jump in. And this is going to be like my Switch game, I think. So like when I go on vacation and stuff, I think I'm going to download
Switch.
this. It is on Switch.
Okay.
It's on PC and Switch, I think, are the two platforms.
There was another one that just came out.
PC and Switch. So I'm hoping it runs well on Switch. It must. Since it's like
Dark Deity on Metacritic got a 77, so maybe don't worry about it.
It's very high on open, but again, it's only 4 reviews.
It has 1,000 reviews on Steam, and a very positive. So,
yeah, but Steam is not that doesn't matter.
That's your whole thing. It's the people's voice.
Yeah. Steam's
like that's
rough
literally
though, dude. Dude, if they say one thing wrong, they'll review bomb.
Did you see Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo?
No.
Yeah. 88.
Oh yeah.
Has 22 reviews. They're calling it a Zelda-ish thing with yo-yo mechanics.
Are you going to do that?
1,000% I am. Yes, absolutely.
22 is not bad.
No.
I don't recognize any of these outlets, but
it's out there. I think IGN wrote something with it too. But.
Nah, I don't, if IGN does it, it's usually at the top.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Elden Ring. That's the one I just listened to.
Oh well, yeah, that one's not doing so well.
No,
not bad. Purple, you might like it.
Purple, probably not.
Doom's sitting at a 85, which is nice.
That's
nice, solid.
Spoiler where it should be.
170 reviews. That's a ton.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I have a massive backlog.
Tell me about Expedition 33 without spoiling anything and pre-blowing my socks.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this brief, but I did want to just touch on it. So I did finish Expedition 33. What a great game! I had a fantastic time, and again, I believe I touched on this last time. It feels really good to be early on something. Mm-hmm. Like the first trailer I saw of this game, I was like, "That's my most anticipated game."
Yeah.
outside of Civ 7, which we're not going to talk about.
Yep.
But I'm going to play it.
Sure you will.
I'm going to play it.
Yeah. Let's see you in 2027 when the expansion
It
comes
has to
out.
be this year so I can put it on my list.
Yeah, okay.
If I can get Calvin to get it,
Sure.
I just need to... Well, what I need is if it goes on sale.
Yeah, it's going to go on sale in this winter Steam sale.
Well, is there a summer Steam sale?
I think it might have already...
No. Summer hasn't started.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, it's got to be in like July or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
June.
You're right. So spring definitely did.
Expedition 33 is great. I had a great time with it. I'm really eager for people to finish it because I think I'm one of the first ones to finish it in our friend group because I just want to talk with someone about it, see what they thought. So, but that's what I'll say. It is really refreshing to get, instead of a JRPG, kind of an FRPG.
Yeah.
A French perspective on things is really cool. And I've been listening to a lot of French music as a result of this. Very in a French mood. And I'm still reading The Little Prince, which is French. So I was like,
I was
one baguette away from like just moving there this week.
In a beret.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then, because obviously you're going to fly through Doom very quickly.
Yeah.
Like what chapter are you on Doom? Not to skip, but
one. Right at the beginning.
Okay.
Right at the beginning.
So there's 22 chapters. So it's lengthy, but it's not. It's you go through it quick. But does it make sense for me to just put it on story mode? Like, am I gonna like miss out on a lot of things doing that, or like all the things you want to talk about and is it mainly story based, story driven?
I think this shines with the narrative and the characters, but I do think the gameplay is great because it does.
I've loved the gameplay so far, but
a unique modernization,
yeah,
if you will, of the turn-based model, which I've talked about at length.
Yeah,
I think this does a great job with it. So I think you probably do lose a little bit something there, but if you're just trying to cook through it, if that's the difference between you finishing the game and not finishing the game, then you should absolutely put it on story mode.
Yeah,
because
I've died a couple times, right? And it's like, okay, I got to redo some stuff, and like so far it hasn't been anything too crazy. So like I'm not like beating my head against the wall.
Yeah.
But also I really do want to get into the story, and I do have a backlog growing where I'm like, I don't know, like I don't want to like miss out on it.
My experience was, there will be some really challenging bosses that you won't be able to necessarily beat unless you're insane, like our friend Jeff, who beat one of the hardest bosses in the game way too early. I think he has a video coming out, What Killed Jeff, so check him out. But I would skip that and then come back to it when you're better. So when you get to a certain point, you kind of snowball and become very powerful. Yeah. So that's what happened with me. So it's actually not a huge time.
Okay.
Like it's 40 hours, which I know is a lot for you. So you're not cooking through it like Doom, but
yeah,
I finished almost everything in 40-hour mark. I didn't 100% it, but I did a lot. I did a lot of the optional bosses. I did a lot of the overall content.
Yeah.
And I felt very, very good about my playthrough.
I 100%ed Doom in about 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's pretty efficient.
Are you doing the one step above normal?
Yeah.
Ultraviolence,
which
or whatever.
I hate, by the way. I want to stomp on everyone.
I'll stomp people, whatever.
Well, look, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll give it a couple levels or whatever. Yeah. Is there a point where I need to like experience like a boss or something I need to get to, or?
No, I would be curious on like what's your. I always found it's quick enough and you get back in the action fast enough. Yeah. That, like I never was like, this is insurmountable. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just really.
Yeah, I will say about Expedition, it's tough because it's a lot of learning. So like as you get deeper into it, you will die. Sure. Because you're not going to know what the moves are, and you got to learn that. So if that's grinding on your patience, maybe bump it down. But
up to this point, I've loved it. Now I played another 24 hours of a game, so now I got to go back to this and try to like.
I don't think it's hard to get. Well, it is. It's hard for the setup. Like the gameplay obviously is like very straightforward in terms of like parrying and stuff. But the Pictos, setting up your character. Now I will say you're early enough where I don't think it's too bad.
I'm going to get to Act 2, and then I'm going to use those erase everything markers and just like
good.
Either look up a build of like, here's the best build you can do, or do what I think is better. But
no, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I mean, like Chelsea's camping right now, so as long as old baby girl stays asleep, I will probably try that tonight. Like I've had coffee and Pepsi, so I may as well go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hope you finish it. I think it's really good.
I will. I know I say that a lot, but I will finish it.
That's good.
That will be a thing. I very much enjoyed it. Again, I really want the novelization for it, but I will finish it.
That's interesting. I don't want to say anything else, but
I was talking to Chelsea about it.
Yeah.
And just the like very brief description of the intro, like she was like, "Yeah, if that was a book, I'd read it."
Tyler, contact me when you finish the game.
Okay, I will.
I'm dying to talk to someone about it.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really good.
Okay.
Kind of in that same vein, though. I know that this is something that we've talked about a little bit, and I wanted to dive a little bit into it. I think it could be its own article, but the gaming paralysis piece, right? So you were just saying, even now I could tell it's like, I should be able to play it.
Yeah.
It's like, then you turn on your computer and it's like you just stare at your screen for an hour and you don't play anything. And I have struggled with that too.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I don't know. I'm curious about your thoughts around that. And
I don't, it's going to sound really bad because like I like video games. That's like I do. But it's like I've been in such of a weird funk where I'm like, I don't want to play anything new. I don't like, normally I'm the guy that's like, give me a new experience. I have to have something like, what's the newest, greatest, whatever. And I have 18 games on my computer right now, 19 technically with the new Monster Train. And I'm just like, nothing sounds good. Like it's not like it like the strategy, the narrative, the dumb roguelite, just like something, nothing sounds good. And like you were saying how you'd be like, I'll scroll on YouTube and then
that's my thing. I go on YouTube. I'm like, all right, I'll just watch a video first and then I'll get into my game. And it's like an hour later.
Mine is so I got that Retroid Pocket Flip.
Yeah.
Which is just an uber powerful Game Boy SP that runs Android.
Right.
But now that I'm playing, like I started emulating like GameCube and PS2 and stuff. And now I'm going back and like playing games that I'm like, oh, I could never get this as a kid. And now I can play it. No, I can never do this. And so like I've been playing so much Pokemon Pinball. It is nuts. Like when I first started playing, like to get the first place leaderboard or whatever, I think you have to get like 300 million. I'm like 1.8 billion. It's just like I've had these good runs where like I'm getting very good with Pokemon Pinball, and that brings me so much like joy, like just dumb joy. It's the handheld thing. It's this thing that I'm like, I should be doing other stuff, and I should be playing on my Steam Deck even if I want to just play a handheld and get out of my office. And I'm just like, man, I could be doing that, but there is something to be said with old retro games where you flip the screen up, and now with this thing, it's an OLED screen, it's instant on, there's no waiting, you're in it, you're playing it, whatever. And then whenever you're like, I think I'm done. Back in the day, games were like, cool, hit start and save, and you can save whenever you want, just flip the screen, it's just like it's done. And it's like, it's so nice. Where, even in Expedition, it's like, all right, well, I got to find the flag. And even then, I don't know if that's actually going to save my thing. I think it does. But then there are times when I backed out and then it didn't really. And it kind of put me in a different weird location. And I don't really understand the save.
So you have to, what you can do is if you change something in the menu, like equip a different weapon and then equip it back and then you exit out of your menu, it'll save. But I agree. It's not super clear.
Well, I mean, Doom is very easy. Doom is just like you just exit.
Doom is your straightforward, right down the middle.
But I wish I knew, and I think that I just needed a break. Like work's been really, really tough, which obviously like we talk about all the time. But I think getting back into Expedition and really kind of put my head down on that will be good. I think that unlike you, if I do a big game like that, then I can't do another big game for a long time. So that's going to be my kind of to a detriment, because it's like, oh, I have Yakuza and, maybe Death Stranding and maybe, like all these other games, but like Expedition, it's like, if for no other reason, like it's going to be in the Game of the Year discussion. So that's enough to kind of propel me forward, I hope. We'll see.
Yeah. I unfortunately, and we were talking a little bit about this, I seemingly only do big games.
Yeah.
All my games are always like 50 plus hour marathons, which is a lot. I don't know. It's not that I dislike the quick hits. I can definitely do the quick hits, but I guess I gravitate towards those games that are just kind of more epic narratives. And like I put 120, I think, into Kingdom Come, man. Like that was a... And then last year was Final Fantasy, which was also over 100. So, yeah, I don't know. It's, when a game grabs me, I really want to just kind of live in it, take my time. And
I think that's the thing I don't understand is I put the hours in, but like,
are they meaningful hours?
Yeah, inadvertent.
Right.
No, it's like it's inadvertently. So like, for instance, I don't play the big games because I'm like, oh, I just don't have the time. Right.
Yeah.
But playing Doom, I put 24 hours in. I had no idea I spent that long doing it. 100% of everything, did all the things just because it's like this mindless whatever. So like the hours were there. I already have, I think, like maybe 12 in Expedition. I could put another 24 hours in Expedition and been like kind of almost done with the game, probably.
Yeah.
And my mind just doesn't connect the dots. Like logically, I know that I could have done that and it's fine. But like you were saying, like you sit in front of your computer and it's like, okay, I have, like, it's usually maybe like 8 o'clock whenever I come down to play something. And then it's like, well, I have maybe 2 hours. What can I really get accomplished in 2 hours in a big RPG like that? Even though it turns out quite a bit, but I'm just like, what can I really do? And then I end up not doing it. I don't know.
I'm the same way. If I don't have a big block of time,
right,
I for some reason feel like, I'm just, I feel uncomfortable starting the game. And then I delay it, and then those 2 hours turns to 1, and then 30 minutes, like then you actually don't have time.
Yep.
And it's tough, but I always find, and this extends into other things in my life, where once I start it though, I'm just in.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's fine. I don't know why there's such a hurdle about just clicking the play button. There's like a anxiety almost that I find doing that. And I even had that with Expedition early on, where it's like, I have time to play it, but I'm not. But as I got more and more into the game, I was more willing to, because I was really curious about where the story's going and what's, and things like that. And I was definitely in. I was invested. So
usually the gameplay is the thing that gets me there.
Yeah.
And that's why, like with Veilguard, like I could play it and I just knew that I would have fun hitting things. I know that makes me sound like a Neanderthal, but
it's games.
I know
it's
the fun
games.
is there.
Yeah.
Where Expedition, it's just like, I don't love turn-based stuff. I think Expedition does it very well, but that's never been like my like, oh, I really want to like dive into menus and min-max my character and make it like super strong and everything. It's never really been my strong suit. Obviously, aside from like Diablo, but
the whole point of Diablo.
Yeah, I get that. So yeah, Expedition is like, man, it's been a long time since a story was the thing that was like, I gotta play again.
Right.
So
definitely interesting. But I don't know. It's tough.
I equate it to like a party, right? Like you're like, I never want to go anywhere, right? Like if somebody invites me out, or it's like, I really like, I'll always say like, oh yeah, like you usually say yes. But then like leading up to, I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Right.
And then when I'm there, great time. It's always fun. I'm like, why don't I always do this more? That kind of thing. It's kind of the same thing with video games where it's like, I really don't want to play this. I don't feel like doing it. But then if you could just hit that button and then you just go. Yeah,
it's strange. I'm trying to be better about it, but it's this balance of, I don't want to force myself to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's something we're very clear on when we even started the podcast, where it's like, we don't want this to feel like it's work.
Yeah.
Like an extra chore that we have to do because we have enough of that in our lives. This is the escape. This is the fun.
Yep.
so I think that's the challenge, right? That's the balance of, is this something I don't want to do, or is this a hurdle I have to overcome and then I'm going to enjoy it, which is usually the latter. So yeah, I don't know. I feel very similar with that. But again, once I get into it, it's kind of like a snowball. And I like Kingdom Come when I was like is every night, dude. I was staying up way too late playing that game because it's just one more run to the shops, one more batch of potions I got to make.
Always another thing you can do.
One more quest. Like I would make routes around the map. Yep. Like I can hit these quests if I go down here, and then I'll go blah blah blah. And it was like, it was awesome. It was just great.
Well, that's how Sea of Thieves were. Like I when we were like finally like turning stuff in and things like that, I'm like, oh, like what time is it? It's like midnight. And I'm just like, like I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
But like automatically, like as we were done, and then like, oh hey, look, there's a funnel over here, and oh there's an Athena people doing over this thing, and it's just like here's 6 other things you can do.
Yep.
And man, that game specifically is like there's never a good stopping point. You can always
algorithm,
do some more
right?
stuff. Yeah.
It's like they know what
Jeff
they're doing.
Sends like hey, look at all the fish I caught at like 4 a.m. and it's just like it's crate of fish. I'm like, okay, cool.
It's awesome. Yeah. So, but I will say this. I had another topic that I believe ties into this, and it's a little bit opposite, which is interesting. So, we talked about the podcast, us starting this, and we don't want it to be work. We want it to be fun, which it has been largely, and I think it kind of created a renaissance for me for gaming, because there was a period of time where I was not really engaging in the most popular games.
Just League.
It was just League for a very long time, like after college, well, even in college, but yeah, I was not like keeping up with the current games or things like that. More of like a typical gamer, like, maybe something would cross my desk that I'd be really interested in and play that, but it was a lot of League and nothing else, and older games, which is totally fine. But this project has been an awesome opportunity to really appreciate all of the amazing games that have been coming out recently. And I'm really happy that we've done this, because I don't know if I would have played a lot of these games if like we never started this podcast. Because I think a large reason is I want to play these games so we can eventually talk about them, talk through them. But they're also amazing games that have incredible experiences. Like, would I have played Baldur's Gate 3? Probably, because I love D&D and stuff. But would I have played Expedition 33? I don't know. Probably not, maybe. Or Kingdom Come.
Alan Wake,
definitely not. Yeah. Right? That's something that was like, it's getting really good reviews. I want to talk about the podcast. And wow, am I so like bought into that whole universe and stuff. Exactly. So to me, I don't know. I feel like, at least personally, I've had kind of a renaissance with that, where I'm playing a lot more games and appreciating them more, because I'm trying to look at it through a critical lens a little bit, and just being in that world more, again, just has that, creates that appreciation for these experiences. So it's been really, really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If I can start the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's.
But no, I don't know. It's been cool.
Yeah, and I think I usually like to branch out. So I don't know if it's necessarily like I'm playing things I wouldn't have otherwise played, but I do like the idea that like, I have someone to talk to about it. So thanks for that. But I haven't been listening to podcasts as much. In terms of like, oh, this is a really good game, and this sort of thing, and we'll go on like Open Critic and kind of check stuff out. But I've been doing like Steam. Here's like a Steam 100, and it will give you like where the games are moving around to, and here's some hidden gems where it's like, oh, this has to have like under a certain number of reviews, but it has to have a certain like overwhelmingly positive score and stuff. That's what I've been kind of looking at, where it's like I've been finding some really cool, weird like idle games, and like there's a one that just came out that's like it's like Debugger or something, and it's an RPG, but like you fight by reprogramming enemies like to either help you or have less health or do different like it's kind of like weird things like that.
Sure.
A lot of tower defense stuff, which nothing goes close to Bloons, but I'm still looking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, like I think I don't want to call it necessarily a renaissance, but I think my what I'm looking for in a game is like drastically changed.
Yeah.
Which I try to put a finger on, and even that I feel like I wasn't doing a good job kind of explaining it, but it's just like what I'm looking for is like just very bite size. Like I'm trying to recapture that kind of youth, like the joy that I got playing a game when I was younger, which is probably why I'm going super on the retro stuff. Because like I'm playing things where I'm like, oh, I can't believe I used to play this as a kid. Like this is a terrible game or whatever. But then I'd play, like I played Fighting Force now that I'm emulating PlayStation games, and boy, do I remember like all the hidden locations, all the little secret things, and like how to kill, the big boss guy if you just save the axe, whatever. But it's like what took me hours and hours and hours as a kid that I eventually overcame. That's all muscle memory, and I like wrecked that game in like a few hours. I'm like, man, that was a waste of time and super fun, and I loved it. So
it's not a waste of time. Then I think that's a cool. Yeah. I went through that phase. Like I was emulating a lot of games before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I was going through. I had the PS2 emulator on my computer, and I was just going through all of those games.
Yeah.
I was definitely trying to capture that. I think for me, I get really excited about these new experiences, and I feel like I've had these moments where I am kind of recapturing that awe and wonder.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy 16 sticks out to me. I know you don't love that game, but some of those boss fights, I was just literally, I felt like I was watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time.
Yeah, which
like,
is great.
Holy crap. Like I cannot believe what I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's just so over the top crazy. And I don't know. There's been really cool moments over the last couple years that might not have happened if, like, I definitely wouldn't have bought a PS5 if we weren't doing the podcast.
Sure.
Like I bought one and a Switch to make sure I have all my bases covered so I can play any game that comes out. Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I am thankful for that push to get, those experiences.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. Wanted to touch on that.
I love it. I think that we're doing
I have a lot of fun with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think there's a cool side effect to it as well, where it's like, get to have all these games and stuff. But again, it's a double-edged sword where it's like you have a big backlog, right?
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to, I think I have like 6 games done this year so far, which is pretty good for me. Like I generally have
fantastic.
I think in our first year, we started in 21. Since we've started tracking it, I think I started tracking in like 23. I had 18, and then last year I had like 12 or 13.
Honestly, I think 12 games a month, like just do a game
one a month
is absolutely
amazing. Since I played like Metaphor and Persona 3,
absolutely,
in and of itself is like 150 to 200 hours.
Yep.
A miracle. Yakuza.
Yeah.
God, the Japanese, man. They are not efficient when it comes to your time in games.
Yeah,
but I loved all those games.
Well, that was the big thing with Expedition is the director was just like, like we just try to be respectful of your time.
Oh, it is.
Like it shows, like even in the dialogues and stuff, it's never overstays the welcome.
You can 100% that game in 50 hours or less.
Yeah,
I'm convinced.
Which is awesome
because you get to the late game stages and you just snowball like crazy.
Yeah.
I was just cooking, and I definitely think so. I don't know. I think you would appreciate that piece of it. It's not going to take you. I know that 40 hours obviously double Doom, but I did like 80% of the game. Like if you wanted to just focus on the story, you could get that done.
But like Doom the story is so bad, so bad.
I texted you. I was like, has Doom always had a story? I thought you were just killing demons.
Dude, Doom has always had a story, even like original Doom. Because you're like on Mars, it's the whole thing. I actually looked up I need to know what the storyline is here. But the Doom 2016
has this completely changed the story, or does it take that into account?
I don't know where this slots in. Like I am so confused on.
I thought it was like a prequel or something.
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me because it's like, well, why is this guy? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he's just a guy. He's like sending the weapon.
But the first or Doom 2016 when they like remade Doom and they called it Doom.
Yeah.
The whole thing was like you wake up
Yep.
And the guy starts like monologuing.
Yeah.
And you punch the screen and then just starts.
That's what I thought it was. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
But it actually has a decent story and it's super cool, and Eternal is even more so. But the story never got in the way of the action. And I feel in this game,
they're trying
does it get in the way. Like, it's like, dude, just shut up. And
I agree, because I remember 2016.
Yeah.
Is that the first one? Of the
Doom 20. They call it Doom 2016 now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Doom 2016. I remember that specifically. That's like one of the best intros.
Yes.
Where it's just like, boom, you're right in. This is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
can we like shoot?
Why am I not shooting things like that? It's been 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I should be knee deep in demon gore.
And
right
it's
now.
not like the story is. It's not like a God of War where it's like, okay, this is a slow start, but like it's interesting.
They're setting
it pays
it up.
off.
Oh yeah.
This is like, I don't understand a thing.
The demons are attacking the tower.
I didn't
Here's
know what
this
was
random
happening
guy.
until like
Here's this
halfway
random chick.
through. I was like chapter 10, and I was like, oh, I guess I kind of understand. It seems like unfinished. It seems like they just kind of threw it in, and
I don't know.
Like the gameplay, very fun.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
I think overall, if you like this one, I think both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal.
I get what you mean, though. I remember
better.
it. I don't think I finished either of the other two, but I played a little bit of them. I don't even know if I touched Eternal, because again, that was before, I wasn't really playing things. But I remember it being quicker. Like you were faster. Like maybe there was like a dash or something.
Yeah.
This is pretty deliberate.
Yep.
There's a sprint, but now you can't dash with your shield, but you have to lock onto them or something.
You start doing that a lot more. Like you'll
just
start
go crazy. Okay.
It gets pretty fast.
It feels pretty slow right now.
But the best thing about 2016 is like when they flash, you hit it and you like warp to them and do like a glory kill.
Yeah.
That is much better in
the executions in this aren't great.
No, because they
kind of just
really
punch him in
aren't.
the face.
The way to do the execution, and I found this out literally like the last chapter of the game when I was beating my head against the wall. You jump right before you execute, and that usually does like a animation.
Oh, that's weird.
It's very weird.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like Warhammer has better executions.
Yeah.
They have great
Dude,
executions.
the number one thing you do is like bump that shield all the way.
Yeah,
max.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to like the upgrade portion yet, but that's on my list. So, all right,
good time. It's
good. I'm excited.
Good Game Pass.
Anyways, I think that's all we got.
Yeah,
cool. All right, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to us reminisce and talk about our gaming struggles and wins. Check us out, couchcompany.games. We got everything on there. All of our episodes, top fives. If you want to get angry, we were getting some flack this week.
It's okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for my thoughts on anything.
Nor should you.
So there it is. If you want to get mad, check out our top fives. We also have our reviews, which might make you mad. I think we're pretty fair with that.
Yeah.
Again, Doom's coming. Expedition 33 is coming once Tyler and I finish the inverse of what we didn't do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to be here, same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.